Elder Scrolls 6, a game that I have been anticipating for a while now, and today I thought I'd talk about what seems to be, or is at least looking like, the possible location of where Elder Scrolls 6 may in fact be located. There was a ton of information surrounding this that was leaked out a long time ago, and at the time a lot of people deemed it to be fake, but recently that information has actually gained some legitimacy with the release of Fallout's latest DLC being Nuka World, and I thought I'd go ahead and bring you guys all the information that we do know so far about this into one video. As always, if you guys do enjoy this different type of video on the channel, be sure to leave a like down below, guys. Your support of course is greatly appreciated on the channel, and let's jump straight into this. So the location everybody's talking about is Elder Scrolls 6 Valenwood. Now, for those of you who don't know, Valenwood is a province in the southwest area of Tamriel. And the main reason this is even coming up is because of a Bethesda memo that was leaked back in May 2014. Now, bear that date in mind, guys. May 2014. That was a long time ago. And this leaked memo referenced a ton of stuff, including Fallout Nuka World. In 2014, Fallout Nuka World was mentioned on this list, and as many of you will know, Nuka World is the final DLC for Fallout 4. But let me take you guys through the rest of the memo first, then we'll go back to that point again here shortly. So the memo states, just jumping straight into the main bulk of information here, the annual E3 event will take place in June. As mentioned in the previous addressing, please be aware that you are prohibited from using and or referencing the following terms, and the following terms are Fallout, Fallout 4, Fallout Nuka World, Boston Project, again here referencing Fallout again being the main location, Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls 6, and Project Greenheart. So this is essentially a memo to Bethesda employees telling them not to reference these terms, otherwise they'll get into big trouble. But the main thing about these terms is that Nuka World was referenced on them. Now, of course, you have Fallout and Fallout 4, that's to be expected. Again, Boston Project, I'm presuming, is the keyword for Fallout 4. Of course, as you will know, game developers do typically have keywords for their games and their projects at the time. Boston being, Fallout's main setting, it's fair to say that the Boston Project was pretty much Fallout 4. And we can say the same here as well about Elder Scrolls. On the list you have Elder Scrolls, you have Elder Scrolls 6, and then you have Project Greenheart. Greenheart, of course, being a city in Valenwood, Valenwood being a province in Tamriel. But the sheer fact that Nuka World has been referenced here, and again at the time I've seen a lot of people on forums going crazy about this, saying that's their tip off. I mean, Nuka World's never going to happen, Bethesda wouldn't do that. 2 years later down the line, and Nuka World DLC has been released. So this is where it gets very interesting, with that Nuka World reference actually deeming to be correct. A lot of people are now saying that, well, if that was correct, then Elder Scrolls 6 and Project Greenheart may also be correct as well. And because Greenheart again is a location in Valenwood, Valenwood is more than likely going to be the location of where Elder Scrolls 6 is located. Again, that's just what people are mentioning on Reddit and forums and other stuff like that. Another thing that I do want to mention here is that Fallout Nuka World could have been something completely different that was eventually changed. Bethesda also did state that the whole idea behind Nuka World with the whole Raiders versus everyone sort of concept was created after Automatron. That is what Bethesda actually stated. So whether or not Nuka World was a completely different thing before this is yet to be known, but the fact that Nuka World is still referenced is definitely very interesting. So there's a couple of things that I do want to point out here. Now again, I will talk about Valenwood a little bit more here shortly, just to give a little bit more background information on Valenwood in general, but there's a couple of things here worth mentioning, right? Number one is the memo was fake and Bethesda are trolling us by putting in a Nuka World DLC just to sort of reference that, which again, I don't know why they would do that, so I'm going to cross that, sort of option off there personally, but you guys can take it how you want. The second thing could be that the person who made the memo kind of inspired a Nuka World DLC. Back then this was blowing up on Reddit. Bethesda definitely saw this because of how much attention this was actually getting all over the place, so maybe they sort of got a bit of an idea from that. Number 3 is that the memo is completely legit, which again is definitely a viable option, but it is not confirmed. And number 4, this whole thing was one gigantic coincidence, which if it is a coincidence, it's a very big coincidence. To be this specific, it is just crazy. I mean, the chances of that happening are very slim. So I mean, with those 4 options, let me know what you guys think of it down in the comment section down below. Again, I'm just here to sort of bring you guys the information. I've been seeing it blow up on Reddit recently and stuff like that, so I thought it was worth mentioning and sort of getting your guys' feedback on this as well down in the comments. But now let's talk a little bit about Valenwood. Now that we have this potential location of Elder Scrolls 6, again, going back here, although I've already mentioned it, you know, Project Greenheart being on this memo, Greenheart being a main city in Valenwood, we can assume that Valenwood, if this is correct, is the next location. Now, Valenwood itself is actually one of the smaller provinces of Tamriel, and the best way to put this is a lot of green. Like, Valenwood is a very foresty, wilderness type area. A lot of the coasts of Valenwood are dominated by mangrove swamps and subtropical rainforests, with few grassland or glade areas until you go further north of Valenwood itself. So it's fair to say that Valenwood is full of greenery, and it's also as well home to the Wood Elves, just in case you guys wanted to know there, a little fact for you guys. But I don't know, like, that seems very, very interesting. Again, I'll have a few images and stuff up on screen for you guys so you can check those out, but it's very, very interesting to see what it would be like to be in a place like Valenwood for Elder Scrolls 6. So let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Again, I definitely do want to hear from you guys. I'm going to try to respond to a lot of you guys as well for this video, but I want to know what your guys' opinions are. You know, do you think this will be the next location for Skyrim, judging by the memo here? Do you think the memo was fake? Do you think it was a huge coincidence, or do you think it was real? You know, I'm just here to sort of bring you guys the information. You know, this topic was blowing up on Reddit and forums, and I thought it was definitely worth making a video on for you guys today. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like down below, guys. Your support, of course, is greatly appreciated on the channel. Of course, when Bethesda do actually release some confirmed information about Elder Scrolls 6, I will be covering it right here on the channel. You know, I've covered a lot of Fallout 4, I'm going to be covering a lot of Skyrim Remastered, and I'm also going to be covering Elder Scrolls 6 whenever that does release as well on the channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on any of the future content that I do post. And I also want to give a huge shout out to JV2017 as well as ESO. So these guys sort of brought the subject to light, and it's something that I completely overlooked. Like, I knew about the memo a long time ago, but I just didn't realize what was actually on it, to be honest. I didn't realize all the information surrounding this. So a shout out to those guys. You can check them out in the description as well. Again, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys next time with a brand new video. Peace out.